Hey, that was great. That was good. I'm glad. At least it's a lot easier watching something rather than you tell me about it. But
Sure.
but that was really good.
Thank you.
So I'll be sitting ringside. I don't miss them, right? So all right, Eddie and May.
Yeah.
What's the relationship there? What's the story?
Well, Eddie and May have been together for like 15 years, off and on.
Off and on.
Off and on. So it's an off and on kind of relationship. And he, from May's point of view, he disappears a lot and then he reappears. So you know what? I'm sick of that.
They have bombed or something? What?
Well, yeah, there's a little bit of that
That's-
going on.
That's involved, you know.
Yeah, but it's other stuff. It's like the call of the wild, whatever. Whatever these men do when they go away.
Oh no! Come on now. We go to church on Sunday and we go over and do the wash on Tuesday.
That's all.
No, Eddie doesn't go to
You do the wash on
church.
Tuesday? That's a
Don't
good day
blame
for
us
laundry. Tuesday's a great laundry
Is
day.
that when you do your laundry?
No, I don't do
You
laundry.
don't do
No, I'm
laundry.
just every once a month.
So all right. So that's the relation. So in other words, he was drifting back and forth.
Yes, totally.
Okay.
That's uncalled for.
Yeah. How about when he was away? What was she doing?
bettering herself by getting a job and reading
Oh yeah.
And waiting around for
okay.
him.
and waiting
Well, did he come
crying.
back okay? Did he straighten out?
You'll
That's
see.
debatable.
You'll
he
see.
came back, but
What
I
straightened
don't.
him out?
I don't know if he got the truth. The truth will out.
Oh yeah. Well, what was the
Set
truth?
you free.
What did she do? Did she tell him to stop drinking, or is it?
It's too
I have to go
complex.
see
You
the
have
show?
to come see the
It's
show.
Oh, I
you
have to
gotta
go see it.
yeah, it's
Ringside,
complex.
so you get the blood
All right.
sweat
How
on
about
you.
the music by Luke Boyer? What's the scope on him? What kind of musician is he?
He's acted with Iron Age Theater a lot. He's done a lot of stuff in Norristown, and this is the first time he's sound designing, and he's kind of discovering a lot of things. And he recorded with some musicians. One musician plays the old man in our cast, Dave Fiebert,
So-
and it's just cool, kind of minimal. And it's like kind of like ambient. It evokes a mood, and and the music kind of goes under these very important
It's
speeches.
cool.
You know, like films. There's scores that accompany
like a
certain
score.
emotional moments.
I wonder if Eddie and May, if they were married on Sadie Hawkins' day,
She
You know,
should ask
she
him to
chased after him?
marry her.
Huh?
She should ask him to marry her on Sadie Hawkins.
Well, then,
right?
okay, she's Sadie Hawkins. She must have been ugly.
No, she's not
ugly.
ugly. Excuse
She was
me.
ugly. That's
That was a
Sadie
great
Hawkins was
segue,
ugly,
by the
and
way.
the old man says, I got to get somebody to marry. So she goes in and get all these guys and whatever. That's another story.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, now, I understand there's a father and a son in this show, actors, right?
Yes.
What's the scoop on that?
Tell us about your father and son relationship and how it might
About my relation- No, I'm
relate
just-
to the show.
Well, I kind of watch
Your father?
it. It's not. My character's father is not in it. It's Eddie and the old man.
Eddie and the old man are father and son,
father
and
and
they
son.
have a really
Yes,
great
they're
relationship
very
like that.
similar in a lot of ways, but there's a lot of resentment there and a lot of manipulation.
And there's a lot of like
the father didn't want them to marry her or something?
it's
what
more
was the
like
big-
it's more like the son was trying desperately not to be like his father, but he can't help being like him.
ended up being
know what I
just
mean?
like him, which
it's
I feel like is a
interesting.
fairly
Sounds
universal.
That happens.
Sounds like a
Yeah,
typical
yeah.
typical family.
There
course.
you go.
You always remember, all sunshine makes deserts. You have to have problems, and then when you see the rain and all, don't worry about it, because if you want a beautiful garden, you have to have the rain, the snow, the hail.
You got
Now,
it,
If you
yeah.
want all sunshine, go out to Sahara Desert.
Yeah.
Right on.
Nobody there, baby. Okay, now, Michelle,
That's
about
me.
this company. You're a young girl here with all that. You're pretty sharp.
Thank
Pretty
you,
Sharp. I
thank
mean,
you.
mentally sharp.
like
And you're
to
sharp
keep
the other
up.
way too. Okay.
Oh, good.
But for a young person to have your own company, tell me something
Well, I
about
run it with my husband, Stan Haliva, and we've been in Kensington on Frankfurt Avenue for 5 years now at the Walking Fish Theater. We build it ourselves,
Great.
and we do
What
his
do you mean
work.
you built?
Build it by hand.
It's a great space.
Built
It's
it
really
by
awesome.
hand. It was a wreck when we bought it.
No kidding.
Yes, and
What
we live
kind
on
of,
top.
What kind of, what's his first name?
His name's Stan.
Who?
Stan.
Stan.
Yeah, like
Stan.
Stan Lee.
Stanley.
Stan Lee. He's Ukrainian.
Yeah.
And
He's not an actor or anything.
well, he has acted, but he's a writer, really. He's a
Oh,
poet
okay.
and a playwright, and he's a director.
And it's a construction
And
too.
he learned how to do that on the job. He had to.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he's
A lot of talent, huh?
Yeah.
he's a renaissance man.
What?
Just like you.
She's tying it in.
Renaissance. Like a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Stenado, in other words.
Yeah, I
And
think-
stenado means you only hit on a couple cylinders, like an Italian. But all right,
Yeah.
tell me about your rehearsals now. You know, that is
Rehearsal.
tough. You know, I don't know how you remember your lines. I remember I went to Rittenhouse Junior High School. They told me you're going to have a play. You know, and I only had 2 lines. I had to walk into the stage and say, "The door is not open." I got on the stage and I froze. You know,
deer in
so
the
how do
headlights.
these people stand there and remember rehearse? Not like the president, you have a teleprompter, you know.
Yeah.
You don't have no teleprompter there. You have to think everything, right?
No, yeah.
Oi, oi.
But our rehearsal process was really nice. And John and Randy, our directors, kind of fostered a very comfortable, creative environment because we started out with improving, and not in like funny, whose line is it anyway, like goofy games, but like improving as characters in certain situations.
Which is really different from most rehearsal processes.
Yeah.
You know, most of them, you go in with your book and then you learn your lines. Okay, you move here, you move here, you move there, and this is why you're doing
In other
it.
words, your lines, but then you have to say what position you're going to be at
Yes.
part of the stage.
So you
Yeah,
have
yeah.
to know that. We have to know that at all times,
And
right?
that's fairly typical, but what we did with Iron Age is that we went character first and kind of tried to feel what it was like to be these people.
So we did an improv, Eddie and I, on our first date. You know,
Martin
that's
and
not,
Martin and you. Wait.
and
us
me.
Oh
yeah. But that's
Just talk
you
about
weren't
me.
here.
Come on.
So that was
other
really
words-
different. That's not in the play itself.
In other words, you have to be in position. You got to be thinking all the time. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's
You have to remember your lines because you can't. Then the next person can't. If you don't say your lines correctly, they won't know what to say after that.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah.
It's a
Or in
domino
other words,
effect.
if you mess up right along, right?
Right.
Always on the brink of destruction. That's what
Well, all right,
theater
now
is.
your rehearsals.
black
How often do you rehearse?
A lot.
We've
Like,
rehearsed
a couple days a week, at night,
since-
in the morning.
for
Yeah.
this like month, a few days, 3 or 4 days a week.
Yeah, 3 or 4 days a week at
You
night
go
and the
right to the
weekends.
theater and do it there at
Uh-huh.
the stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had that luxury.
Yeah.
Often you don't get that chance.
You
have
just
to
got to
rehearse
do it in a
somewhere
room.
else,
Yeah.
like somebody's apartment or something like that.
Right. And now, what other shows you've been in? What other
Recently,
Sound of Music or anything like that? Vanette?
I wish.
We've had Sound of Music, and we had
let's see.
Dracula. We had a lot of different
I
shows
just-
here in Norristown.
Oh, in Norristown? The last show I did in Norristown was actually with Iron Age 2, and it was called 70 Scenes of Halloween. And that was a few years
remember
ago,
that.
before my daughter was born, so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was creepy and fun. There was a dead chicken on the set.
A real?
A real dead chicken.
That's gross.
A real live dead chicken.
A real
All right,
live.
let's take another clip and see what's going on with that.
That sounds
okay.
good.
Sounds
Right on.
great.